Hi, I'm Stuart, and this is going to be a short series of videos through the winter looking at my experience of pulling a Caterham apart to do a little bit of engine work. A little bit of background: I bought this car last summer, 2021. It used to be a yellow. It's a 310S, so 152 odd horsepower, which is great, but you always want more. So this winter, now that it's off the road, I would like to change the flywheel to a Lightened flywheel. I need to do some servicing, so the oil, spark plugs, filters, cam belt needs done, so that'll be a challenge for me anyway. We'll probably bleed the brakes, and while I've got the engine out, see if there's anything else I can do regarding gearbox oil or differential oil, which I've never really looked into yet. So really this is just going to be a video about my experience pulling all this apart, seeing if I take an engine out myself, which quite frankly I've never done before. So yeah, we'll go along, we'll chat through it, we'll do some filming and see how we get on. So thankfully I've managed to borrow an engine hoist from a fellow Caterham owner in Perth, so that's been very much appreciated. So first things first, we'll get the car spun round, tidy up the garage a little bit, and probably get the kettle on, to be honest. I think we are going to get it up on jacks, take the wheels off for access, take the bonnet off, take the nose cone off, disconnect the battery and start to take the exhaust system off, which I've done before, so I might as well start with something I know, and then that'll allow me some time to have a think. So yeah, let's go. When I took the exhaust off before for painting, it's good just to number these up because it's a little bit of a jigsaw when we're trying to put it all back together. So what I'll do now is I think I'll mask up around the paintwork here, undo the exhaust outlets, take them out, and then move on to the next thing. I've just taken the battery terminals off and I've isolated the points with tape just in case anything shorts on that during the process. Right then, that's the exhaust manifold off, clears up a fair bit of space. Next job, I reckon we'll probably try and drain the coolant. I was thinking about maybe just undoing this bolt at the bottom of the radiator here, catching it in an old oil can, but I think I'll have to shift this jack stand just now. So we'll do that, see how it goes, and then start to see if we can't get some of the pipes disconnected from the engine. So move on to the next phase. What we've been doing is taking apart dropped all the water out, taking the pipe off from here to here, the coolant one, and the one to the main tank here. See, it was over crimped, it squeezed that a little bit. So now I'm just working my way around doing the easy stuff. I'll just keep going round and round. I guess it's like a game of Sudoku, you just keep working away on different bits until you get stuck. So anyway, clearing my way around, move all these breather pipes, trying to get this off just now, take these off. Don't really want to take too much off there, take the air thing off, the throttle cable, maybe come back then and do this auxiliary belt, because I think this tensioner is going to get in the way, and I think the alternator is going to get in the way, because ideally I want to slide the whole engine forwards and then lift it up. So no doubt I'll be going back and forward a little bit, but we'll have a go. Right then, quick update. What's been going on? So, taking a lot of the coolant pipes out. Bit of a faff getting it down out from underneath the engine, the bit that clearly cools around where the oil filter is. Thanks to the guys, my local Caterham club, they helped me figure out how to detach the fuel line, which is here. So that's clipped off now. I've unclipped this wiring loom, detached the air filter, detached the throttle cable, and now I'm looking at trying to figure out how to get the alternator off, and I see it's attached to this bit here, so I think I need to take this pipe off, get these bolts off, because when I pull the engine forwards, I'm fairly sure, although I've never done this in my life, but I'm fairly sure you're going to have to pull it forwards more than the 20 odd mil that it's given me in clearance between the alternator and the framework. So that's what I'm going to do now, is the alternator, and then just keep working round and round and seeing what else I can detach. It's not a bad start. So it's been a few hours work on and off. But as you saw, we've taken off the nose cone, bonnet, jacked it up, taken the exhausts off, and then a lot of the time has just been spent doing the coolant system. Geez, that makes a mess. Learned a few lessons there. I've taken the alternator off. That was a bit more of a faff than I was expecting, but I think it'll help later on. Because I took that off, I had to take further cooling systems off, which wasn't expecting to do. Again, a bit of a faff. Some of the wires here, I've been taking lots of photographs to make sure I remember to plug them back into the right places, but I'm guessing things won't work if it's not plugged back in, so I should remember that. So I think the next stage is going to be doing all the wires. There's a really heavy compaction of wires down here in the passenger footwell where you've got the starter motor. So I need to try and separate that out as best possible so that the engine will lift out. It's going to be difficult to find out and fully figure out if I have completely disconnected everything before I start trying to pull the engine out, but I'm sure it'll become apparent fairly rapidly. What I might do is might get a friend along to help me pull an engine out. Somebody that's lent me this crane has pulled out plenty of engines over his time, so I think that would be certainly useful to have him along. So until next time, let me go and take a couple of Nurofen, sort my back out, and we'll be back on it as soon as I can.